call the Oregon City Arts Commission meeting on December 18th to order at 6:38 p.m. First up is adoption of the agenda. Agenda was included in the packet that was sent out. Did anyone have any updates to it that they'd like to request?
Roll call?
Oh, sorry, roll call. I totally skipped that.
Myriam Raven.
It's
Myriam?
Myra?
Myriam Raven.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. I don't do this often.
all good.
Joyce Lemaster.
Here.
Amy Wilson.
Here.
Doria Laurie.
Here.
Rebecca Sira.
Here.
Amanda Dexter.
Here.
Choir.
Here.
And Josh Planton.
Here.
Everyone's here.
Perfect. Thank you. Next up then is adoption of the agenda. Any changes or proposed edits to the agenda for tonight? Okay, hearing none, we'll consider the agenda approved as posted. Next up is approval of the minutes from November 20th. Those were included in the packet that was sent out. Did anyone have any edits on the minutes from November? I don't think we have a copy in front of us, so.
Well, my name is spelled several times incorrectly, but that's a Scrivener's error.
We'll make those changes then, and if there's no other updates to the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I second.
perfect. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it, unanimous.
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Choir made the motion, Daria seconded,
Excellent.
and we'll approve them with the proposed changes from the mayor. Next up is public comment. Any public comments?
Nope.
Okay, perfect. Next up then is item number 4, the Arts Commissioner's candidate interview, and I will be stepping down, recusing myself for that part, so I will pass it off to Rebecca.
I have a quick question. Because of the weather tonight,
It's a procedural issue or a weather issue?
can we move things around on the agenda issue since we're missing some people?
Missing them, how are you mean missing?
They're not here.
They're not here.
Well, my question would be, did you specifically advertise specific times for people to be coming in, or you just said you're having the interviews? I didn't see on the agenda that had anybody, like this person's at 7:15, that person's is, you know. So if you didn't do that, you are all good.
Okay. We're all good to,
Continue for,
How did you?
are these people not here, they're not coming?
I don't know because of the
The weather
weather
is really bad.
and the traffic's
Did
really
they alert staff that they were not coming?
No.
I don't know.
Okay, well, you go with what you got.
Okay.
Hold on, before you go, how did you know you were number 4 or 5?
That's what it said on the email that I received.
Okay, so okay.
The question I would also have, so I've been doing this all month, as you know, and most of the time what they've been doing is they have the candidates wait outside till they are called in.
Yeah,
Right, right.
I would.
That's what I was curious about.
No,
So-
it's not your.
Yeah, so it's not you. I mean, you can be sitting here now, but,
Right,
so
yeah.
I mean, that's what they've all done. They
Yeah.
pretty much, people have come in one at a time and,
Correct. I understand the procedure now. But I just wanted to make sure because we had unusual
yeah.
weather event
Well,
going
like,
on.
again, I
So
would say,
Denise, you're
Yeah, I
saying
have
that
one
because
on
we didn't advertise specific times, it is our choice if we want to do something else on the agenda and give people a chance since the weather's
if
so bad.
people are here, I mean, we had a situation at several of the other meetings where a person was scheduled for a specific time, they didn't show up, they didn't let staff know, they didn't text, they didn't do whatever. They just weren't considered, because
They missed their window.
yes, apparently so.
But there are 3 people. 3 out of the 5, they're not here, right? So,
Well, they're not here right now, but if their email said they were supposed to be here at a specific time, she said her email said,
no, I'm just saying that the 3 people that are not here, given the weather condition, it could be that they are in a road with a tree that came down. There could be multitude of different things that I think we need to be a little bit.
Who would you call?
There's no phone call to call.
Yeah,
I mean, personally, if we can, I would make a motion to maybe switch as you
You
were
could switch,
proposing.
you could switch it
I think I'll
however you
second
want.
that.
Yeah.
I think
You don't have to make
I
a
think it's the
motion.
right thing to
You do
do.
Yeah,
not have
let's
to
do
make a
it.
motion to do that. If people are here, you can just have them come.
All
Okay,
right, let's
Yeah.
do it.
And-
let's
Question.
then do discussion items
Yeah,
and
let's do
then
discussion
flip it. We'll do 5 and then number 4, so
Yeah.
come back, Josh.
Well, you have advertised 6:45 for candidate interviews, so you did specifically say between these times. So
Can we just please,
just
Just
go
let
by
me
your,
flexible
go
and
by your
proceed.
agenda.
let's be flexible, let's just do this to where it works for all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on.
Yeah, come on up, Jess.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Here.
Okay. So first thing up is the partnership update. So we have several partnerships that we've been kind of talking with. We wanted to give a quick update to everyone on how those communications are going. So first up, I will pass it over to Amy and Joyce on the Willamette corridor discussions.
Check. Okay. So this is really just a tad of an update since we did get the tacit approval from the commission, city commission, to move forward with this. We've had one meeting where it was decided that we would get started with a number of sculptures per city. And Westland is one that is primarily kicking this off and are very excited about raising resources to get 2 sculptures for their particular stretch. We talked about this and like Lake Oswego was saying, well, we have many that exist. Can we use some existing ones? And the answer was yes. So they're going to classify one of theirs that exists as the northern end of this corridor. And then that lets us do the exact same. So we, of course, would want something that is close to the bridgehead, basically, on our side. And that gives us basically 4 murals. There's one piece of art, the compass, it's kind of like a diamond-shaped thing that's a little further down, but we would be able to choose one of those if we wanted to, and then just be able to get started. That would put the map in gear, and if we wanted to create more raise more resources and throw more at it later on, we'd be able to do that. But this was easy. This was like, wow, we can say we already have something? I hope everybody agrees. Yes, ma'am.
It is on the, I looked at the agenda for work sessions for the commission. It's on the agenda again in February, from what I understand.
What is?
The ordinance, and Tony put a line on there for the corridor discussion.
How very interesting is that? Okay.
I'm just telling you what I saw. I picked it up and I said, oh, okay, I better tell him when I get there.
Okay, so that's on, what date was that again, please?
It's in February,
In February.
our work session agenda.
Do we have a date?
It's always the second Tuesday unless there's some crazy part of the calendar.
Okay, I'm gonna put down second Tuesday of February, and that would be great. But again, I don't know if this is something that we want to agree on or say is great or take any kind of a vote. I don't know.
So, sorry, just to clarify, your proposal is that we would automatically start identifying pieces that would go into this project that already exist, and there's no additional cost, it's just basically saying, and what, I guess, once we identify, what does that mean? Does it get added to a list somewhere of these are the corridor projects?
Ideally, this could be a super cool thing that we want to get a website up, we want to get a map, and it's going to be basically an art corridor that somebody, and here's the incredible lucky thing for Oregon City, they're not going to start here and go up north. The people from Portland or whatever, they're going to go start in Lake Oswego. They're going to end here. They're going to end here hungry and wanting coffee and all the fine things that we can offer. So if the price of admission is just saying, yeah, and honestly, we're not stuck with one. If we wanted to do all 4, we could do that. But it's just identifying them, and we haven't even done step 1 yet. But at the point that we got to where we wanted to create a map and have these as designated resources for this, then yes, we would be saying this is part of that.
Is there any kind of parameters around the group, stating they want a certain number of pieces from each city, or it's just what we can contribute over time?
What we want to do, we committed, supposedly 1. basically. Could you identify one? And I said, I think we can do that. Lake Oswego is gonna do one. Now, they very well may say, gosh, we've got two close together, that would be pretty cool. Or they may say, this is gonna be such a cool thing, at some point, we'd like to put this on our agenda to raise some funds to get another sculpture, or their gallery without walls, put it somewhere, even though those are 2 years, but, so I understand what I'm asking for is a little squishy right now, but it is basically for everybody to agree that we can identify at least one existing piece, no additional cost, no additional work, that we could say, sure, that'll be our contribution to this corridor.
Okay, that, I guess, in my mind, speaking personally, that seems like, a pretty easy thing to do, but it also doesn't seem like a grand corridor of art all the way down if we just identify one piece, which is.
I would love
maybe
it if we
that's-
said the four murals that are somewhat close together, that would be great.
Are there other thoughts on the proposal as Amy has talked about?
So we have pieces that we already have that we can identify?
We have pieces that are in that area that we would have identified as part of the corridor project.
These are on Kathy Rowe's inventory.
Yeah,
So they exist, we have them. And I know at some point, that's what Rebecca's working really hard on, is to try to get our own map of our own resources that people could come and do an art tour in the city. But this would be connecting it, again, all the way up to Lake Oswego, so that it would become an event. Please talk, somebody.
what, okay, so my question is, from yours, you've identified a space for 4 murals? Okay, but we can't fund murals.
No, she's identified 4 existing murals.
Oh, 4 existing murals.
We have.
Which ones are they? Which ones?
Yeah, which ones are you?
Yeah, this is where I feel real stupid because I did not bring that with me. I am so sorry. I sent it out to you two and then I
definitely think that, I think that this is such a cool thing. I think it would be worth looking at our budget to see if we could add existing and at least one new piece of art to this, is my input.
I agree.
So I feel like what we're hoping to do, get our toe in the water, and the other 2 cities, that the group is wanting to do the same thing. We want to get our toes in the water, create something, and then keep adding. Keep adding, keep
Yeah.
adding, keep adding. And whether it's existing resources or, no, we're super excited, we're gonna get something,
So, which city is paying for, because it seems like there'll be like information on where to see this art. I'm assuming there'd be some type of website, possibly like
Westland,
Westland's paying for all this?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they're being pretty, she's the one that's organizing this. She's really spearheading it,
Uh-huh, okay,
and then didn't wanna do it alone, so she brought in Lake Oswego and us.
okay.
I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Seriously.
There's no reason.
It makes sense to me that maybe include this as part of our, I was thinking in the next year, one of the things we've talked about is a master art plan. And tying that into it as part of maybe the first phase of creating this master art plan, or I know James talked about, establishing an art district.
Yes.
So maybe that's something we need to bring this back at that point when we get to discussing that, and we can do that, as early as probably January, start looking at some of that stuff. Are you looking for a decision tonight on?
No, I feel like this is the way to let everybody know, so they're not
Okay.
surprised that when it comes time to a vote or to work in January, nobody feels left out. So it's just let everybody know. I will have to say that just having heard you said that, I think the 2 might be separate. Having our own personal art district is gonna be a different looking map and then some different outreach than this event that the Willamette corridor would be.
No, I understand that. I guess what I'm saying is that they're gonna relate to each other because we have limited resources. And while we might be able to, easily say these 4 pieces that already exist we can say add them to your corridor list. It would be good to kind of get a sense of maybe what the other cities are putting in. If they're putting in these massive, huge sculptures, and then we put in a couple murals, there might be, some
Yeah.
disconnect in terms of how that looks. So I guess in my mind, I'd like to talk it through more as a larger picture and framework of everything else we're talking about, but
I would love
my
that.
2 cents.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's fantastic. Really, this is just, everybody, now you know, we can think about it, January come time. If with our budget, we decide that that's exactly what we want to do. We want to commission another really large sculpture that's going to be impressive and neat and that can serve both functions. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry I took so much time. Okay.
Oh, good, it's a good, project and we're excited to get it kicked off, so. Any other questions for Amy or comments?
Will you share the murals that you
Yes,
identified?
I will send, I will send it to you and then you'll be able to send it out. Great, okay.
Okay, so next up is the OC DMMO Arts and Culture Workshop. So,
Josh, excuse me, I hate to interrupt, but you have candidates here that are waiting to be interviewed, and I think you need to go back to your,
Okay.
doing your interviews rather than going through your regular business.
that's fine.
These folks have driven here through the crappy weather, and they're expecting to be interviewed.
Understood. So I will step,
Interesting though.
Oh, the rest of it's interesting.
Let's invite the other person that's out there. Is there more
Oh,
than
is she
one
out
or
there?
just one?
Yes, are you having them stay in while
bless her
everybody else is
heart.
But
interviewing?
I want to explain to them.
Okay, let me go get her.
Okay, thank you.
You're gonna explain the procedure.
Yes,
Oh, I didn't know there was somebody out there.
Yeah, she came in, James went to talk to her.
thank you, James, for letting her know what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello. Hi.
Sorry,
Oh, what are we doing?
the fifth question added,
But we're not scoring.
We're not
You don't have to score
scoring
that.
that.
We're just
just
only
asking.
scoring the.
And typically, they've had that question on almost,
Thank you.
not the specific, but they've asked people what they knew about the board they were applying for.
That's a really good question. We should include that next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So yes, please, you have your individual, you scored them on your individual sheets, and then you transfer, you have a total, and then you transfer your total on the map.
There you go.
And we're only turning in the one, right?
Correct.
All right, I like that.
So what word did she get snagged up for?
Pottery, the, pottery.
Oh, the Pottery Guild? Oh, okay.
What?
You said that she got, she,
You wanna turn that
the
up?
lady from Clackamas Community College,
Oh, Nora Brodnicki, yeah.
yeah. You
Oh,
said
she got, the Pottery Guild is responsible for this?
Yeah. She
Okay,
decided
good to
to-
know. Good to know.
Well, just, inquiring minds wanted to know.
Amy's got it out for the Potter's Guild now.
Oh, baby.
You have them all?
You know, that stuff breaks.
It does.
Sounds like she's a vandal of some sort.
I was a vandal. I was an official vandal. I went to the University of Idaho. We were vandals.
Vandal.
We were. I didn't
On
choose
record.
it. I did not. You should see the logo of
Isn't
the.
Are you saying that's your mascot from that?
Yeah.
It is from that school in Idaho, it is, they're
That-
called the Vandals. But I was
That's a poor
talking about the
choice.
criminal type.
Oh.
Like the punker band.
What other kind are there?
I think you're missing.
Yeah, there is a band called the Vandals.
What are we looking at now? Why are you looking at me?
Someone is.
Did you turn in your?
I haven't yet because she's staring at me. It's making me nervous.
Okay.
Myra's
Denise,
done.
thank you for your
I need
help.
more time.
Myra's
Yeah,
done
just a little
second.
bit of time.
Staring, no.
The Christmas tree looks really nice.
Right?
So we're gonna.
I know.
At least we're running over those.
Actually, last year, when we did this, it was wrong calculation. So then had to be recalculated after.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so let's ensure that it's
Well, I
math.
Well, I have my calculator.
Thank you, because that was really weird.
So is it next year, because I'm gonna make notes of what didn't. An email went out and they were assigned a time, but.
Well, we're going to, like, I don't understand. Yeah, that's why you write it, and then it makes it look bad, but there's anything wrong, you just follow the instructions.
I thought it was because of the weather.
Suggestions for you,
So,
since you're now the minute taker.
I think we should have all of them arrive at the same time.
That was you, right?
Yeah.
You're taking.
Don't interrupt her. No, don't interrupt her. She's trying to finish.
No.
Let her finish her homework.
You want to introduce the thing.
Fine, it almost worked. Did you not
Stay
notice that?
focused, people. Stay focused.
Did you notice the panic in my eyes?
I know, I liked it.
Everybody else has started their Zoom, but you too. Stop talking.
It's not a bad.
He was starting to put his face into
Some
the
of
glass
us would
window,
like to
stop
take this
looking in.
seriously.
yeah.
Exactly, stop talking.
Yeah,
It's like me and my sister at dinner.
It was really awkward.
it was very awkward.
That was part of the aim was
So she,
not me.
No, I think like this works well, but I think having them all arrive instead of this time.
Do we need a calculator?
Well, I'm not gonna write it down first.
Okay,
But I have.
That would be pretty
okay.
bad.
I just had to do a bunch of
James.
calculating earlier today, and it was
Oh,
like
okay, well,
agony,
he can have one. Okay.
because I was tired. I was glad I had a calculator, though.
oh yeah, that one, okay. Ah, we need dinner so bad. I just want dinner. I want dinner tonight.
I think extending an invitation to come hang out for a few minutes.
I had a little snack. I had a leftover.
You might wanna make
leftover
sure your
rice and
mics
my
are off,
kids' ramen.
because you didn't stop recording this, so.
I don't,
Okay,
public,
all right.
public,
I can do this.
the public can know that I ate some leftover ramen from my toddler, or my 6-year-old. It's fine.
You beat me.
Okay.
I'm an open book when it comes to me stealing food from my child.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, I was like, I need a snack. I know the meeting, I'm gonna need a snack.
Katie's will be
She
back
just
to
wanted,
sell it.
she just wanted her Hanukkah present. I was like, eat some more food.
Can I have my Hanukkah present now?
Sure.
No problem. Schedule.
She's, yeah.
Okay, what are these inane things? Oh my God, the whole movement thing, it just,
We have a handout that's called Robert's Rules of Order Simplified,
no, but if I say moved, it sounds like something else.
but it's incorrect. Are you gonna be making the corrections to the minutes?
Well, at peril of my life, probably.
Well, no, I mean, I seriously.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
Miriam?
Oh, she's still going.
Oh, Myra?
We're keeping her up at night.
I married a Myra.
Myra.
Myra, are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Did we have yours?
Do I need to fold it or
No,
It's not a secret ballot.
are you taking my notes or anything?
No, just
Just this?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you wanna fold it, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can
It's
fold
my
it.
first time.
Can we tell Josh he can come back in yet?
Not yet, if
Oh,
you're
not
still
yet.
deliberating.
Oh,
Yeah,
We don't even know what the outcome
you
is.
don't know what the outcome is yet,
yeah.
oh.
but you will in a second. I'm just putting this down.
I will just say let me turn my mic on, for the record, that, I thought that the Morgan's concept about, that was the same thing, the little girl came in and said, let's find a place for people to do art. She didn't mean graffiti, but
Yeah.
the issue with the graffiti people is that they're tagging utility boxes, they're tagging, public property. That's the problem,
That's
you know?
destruction,
I mean,
yeah.
it's, and it may be very artistic, but it's not like, going into the Southern Pacific train yard and doing a boxcar or something like that. It's, things that are, traffic signal boxes, like, what,
That's
you know.
destroying public
But I
property.
think that's why it's a good
How does-
idea.
Yeah, no,
where
but
we
I mean,
allocate
yeah.
space for
Yeah.
them
I mean,
to
part of
unleash.
it is that, we have, we ask people to, to report, graffiti and stuff like that. What I get worried about, things like, and it's gonna come up at your January meeting, so I was out and about as I usually am, and people have a tendency to put some flyers on the Lee Kelly art at the base of Singer
Oh,
Creek Falls.
no.
And with, strapping tape, and I was just like, I just about lost my mind.
Yeah,
I got it all.
good
But-
for you.
But not only did this person put these flyers, they were on water fountains, they were on this, that.
What was it for?
It was for some sort of Fortnite event, but it didn't have any contact information on, because believe me, if there'd been contact information, I would have either shown up or gave them a piece, called them. But they took tape and they were everywhere, on things. And when I saw it on the Lee Kelly sculpture, I was coming home, and I was like, and I just wanted to go around the block and look at the falls. And I said, I came down the street and I said, what is that purple thing on there?
Oh my God.
But it's kind of weird
I think-
stuff like that.
I think with graffiti,
This
I
wasn't
think
graffiti,
if-
this was just,
yeah,
like
but
graffiti,
going back to that conversation,
it
I
would be
think,
great if there was a spot,
well, I think too, like, if we were to move forward with any type of project like that, I would definitely wanna actually find people who do tagging.
Yeah.
And understand the culture. I feel like it's a very
I don't think they
specific
come into a
subculture, and
public
it's probably evolved, like, since I was a
There are
teenager.
places like that in other cities.
No, I know,
Taggers.
I'm just saying, I don't think we should, anyways, I think there's probably a specific culture here,
James.
and we should understand it before we.
Are you clearing your throat?
Are you
I'm
ready?
ready to go.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
do this.
Let's find out.
I was just filling some dead airspace.
Yeah,
I'm
me
just
too,
saying
me too.
That was an interesting concept, which I think, I figured
Yeah.
if there was a way to do it, to talk to them without, without prosecution or whatever.
Like, yeah, what?
So,
It's
Okay.
Christmas,
I know.
Let's
what do
move.
we get?
Did you have too much coffee today?
Okay, so the winner, so let me give you the,
Breakdown.
breakdown. Kristen,
Hi, Siri.
Zeri.
135.
Out of what?
Don't make this hard, let me go.
You're giving me a number there. I don't know how they were scored. I don't have.
Okay.
40, under 40.
Alex
Okay.
Ingram, 129. Josh Clinton, 132. Morgan Shanafelt, 106. And Justin Wallace, 107.
Oh, poor Justin, he was so nervous.
So we've got, apparently Kristen has 135, she comes in as number 1. Alex has 129, she comes in as number 3. And Justin is
Josh.
Josh is 132, he's the second. So those are your new candidates to recommend to the mayor.
Well, yes,
Fantastic.
yes and no, because remember last meeting I told you that I figured out what positions were available, so there's 2 people that have to live in Oregon City. And hang on, I tabbed it in my thing because I spent hours looking this up.
Josh and Kristen both do it.
Yes,
Yeah,
they both
Josh.
do, and,
Check.
you can have one
So
person.
we're done.
So
it's
one
Yeah,
at
we're done.
large and 2 residents. So
Got it.
your
That's
top
what we
3
got on
fit
there.
the categories.
Oh,
That's what
Are
we
you
got.
already ready?
Ready,
We're
right?
good. All right, can Josh come in?
Yeah, I'll go tell him he can
All
come
right,
in.
okay. Come
Tell
on
him
in,
he came in
Josh.
number 5.
Yes.
Oh, well,
What did Morgan get?
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
106.
No, I'm not fine. You're not gonna be fine.
Oh, I didn't make it?
So sorry.
John just get John.
Oh, you guys are no good.
I did it with a straight face.
Yeah, she
From acting. I was, yeah.
From acting.
I have acted in high school. I just said, oh, I'm sorry, when he came in, he goes, what? I said,
I know, and if we had followed up, now how good would that have been?
We got some good people.
All right.
Okay, so we're on, discussion item number 2. The DMMO
Yeah, the
round.
DMMO roundtable, and I know we've got 30 minutes, so I will try and keep this short. The DMMO, as some of you are aware, was formed in the last year. Recently, they selected a head administrator, executive director. I can't remember. ED.
Executive director, yes.
Yeah. And Celicia, and she has been really great. Rebecca and I talked to her earlier this year. She put on a workshop focusing on one of their missions and objectives, which is arts and culture and around tourism. Rebecca and I were invited to participate. It was unfortunately scheduled right after our last meeting, so there was no time really between when we found out when it was gonna happen and this meeting to give you all an update, but essentially there was a meeting held on December 8th. At that meeting, we discussed several different things, mainly focusing on what does Oregon City do well, where are the gaps in the arts and culture in Oregon City, and there was a number of stakeholders. There was kind of a marketing group, I think an arts group and a cultural group, museum group.
Can I ask for some clarity? You're gonna really regret having me as secretary. So you met at one meeting and then there was the conference? Or the workshop, or was
Rebecca and
that
I
the
met
same?
with Celicia, and then we were invited to the workshop.
Okay, so these discussions were at that meeting and not the workshop. Sorry, don't inhale like that.
No, they were at the
No,
workshop.
they
They were at the
Oh, they
workshop.
were at the workshop.
Sorry, we met with her just a one-on-one to kind of introduce the Arts Commission and stuff. She was going around meeting with all the individuals and groups and stuff in the area just to kind of get a
Okay.
feel for it.
So it was a meet and greet, then a workshop.
Then a
with
workshop, yeah.
Discussions.
Yeah, so we had really good positive discussions coming out of that. I gave a brief update on the strategy document, basically just laying out the goals that we had approved so that everyone in the room kind of understood where we were at as an organization. We then went on to kind of a big ideas poster. People started throwing up ideas. It probably wouldn't surprise any of you here to hear that the one item that probably received the most votes was a multidisciplinary creative hub or arts cultural center, which we've talked about multiple times over the years. There was also some other things about culinary week, art and cultural incubator workshops and training, the mentorship programs, create a cultural pathway through Oregon City or Oregon City scavenger hunts. All these ideas kind of seem to be sparking new ideas in people. We didn't get to finish off the entire agenda that Celicia had put together for the event. So we are going to have another workshop. This time though, we'd like the Arts Commission to host it. So it'd be one of our public meetings so that all of you can participate. And then we can also invite in stakeholders and have a workshop session where we're not making any decisions, but we're at least communicating with other people who are interested in the arts and culture in Oregon City, and everyone has an opportunity to share ideas and stuff. So that meeting would likely be scheduled sometime in late January, early February is what we're kind of aiming for. And Rebecca and I, we're gonna go offline and put together more of a proposal for what that would look like, and then bring it back to you all to discuss at the January meeting, and then schedule that after that. I'll stop there and see if there's any questions.
I think it sounds like a great idea, but I would look at March because you need to give people time to be able to clear their schedules, but don't schedule it during spring break, of course.
Yeah.
But deciding it in February and January and then trying to turn it around in February, is a short month, which is the
I know.
other problem.
I think it's because we've already done the first one.
Right.
And so when we were talking with Celicia, wanted to keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
So we would just be bringing in the rest of the commissioners, because we were trying to figure out how to have all of us participate
Yeah.
without breaking meeting
Well,
laws.
if you all participate, it's a public meeting, so
Correct.
there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
Well, which is nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a wonderful thing.
And most of what we'd be working on is actually the last part of the agenda that Celicia had put together, which is an arts and culture experience design worksheet, where step one is there'd be kind of categories designated out to each subgroup, and they'd come back and we'd build experience filling out the worksheets with the information for what we could possibly do. And it's a way just to, again, spur ideas and get conversations going around possibilities and stuff like that. And then following that meeting, we could follow up with, other further actions. But that's the plan right now. We'll of course, thinking about, timing and stuff, we'll try and avoid it being too much of a rush. We do want to do it well. We'll also have to get, everyone's kind of availability and try and maximize the attendance there. Because I know there was probably some people there that were invited that didn't end up showing up. So we can't make everyone's schedule work, but we'll make as many as possible. So
So who's going to schedule this?
So it's ours. So I will work with
Okay.
James, and
All right.
we will get
Got
it
it.
scheduled out and agendized and all that.
Sure, and whenever you decide to have this, of course, I will work to agendize because it's a public meeting.
Yeah.
And so how you structure it will be important because it is a public meeting, but also at the same time, invitations, special invitations will have to be sent
Yeah.
out because of the nature of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like fancy.
No, I'm invitating, no.
I'm bringing my glitter, and we're gonna make that.
Not you were cordially invited, no, that's not the kind.
We're sequins. Yeah.
I like that, it's pretty.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
be
God.
white tie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Start
Somebody
shopping
had
for my
too much
dress.
candy tonight.
Yeah.
She's got her grandbaby in town, so that's why she's all.
No, she shows up tomorrow and
Oh,
I'm so
sorry,
excited.
That's cute.
So that was it on the DMO. Any other questions on that one?
You'll need to give the secretary the spelling of Celicia's name, because I don't remember how to spell it.
SYLESHIA.
No, SYLECIA.
Yeah.
Alicia, okay.
SL.
Good try.
SYLECIA.
Yep.
Yeah, Felicia.
Oh my, almost like
And it's
Sylvia.
Johnson, isn't it?
Yeah, Johnston. Johnston.
Yeah, she has a very
So like
complicated
Alicia and
first name and a
Sylvia.
Very simple last name, no.
All right.
Okay,
The next one up was the Museum of the Oregon Territory, which, if you aren't familiar with it, it's the museum that is just off of 99, as you head down towards Canby. Last time I was inside there, I was probably 9 years old, and we were on a field trip.
shame on you.
I know. It is really cool, like,
A couple years ago.
but again, Rebecca and I were invited to come and talk to them. They're looking for some opportunities to try and involve themselves more in the culture and arts ecosystem in Oregon City. They have actually a space, some walls in there that they don't have any exhibit in right now. It's not quite big enough to do maybe its own exhibit, so what, the, curator, the head of the museum was looking for us to help with was possibly using the space as a art exhibit area. So having different artists come in on a regular cadence and exhibit some of their artwork in there. This was his proposal that he brought to Rebecca and I, so we met with him and talked about it. We also kind of brainstormed a few other ideas that we could possibly look at. Again, he is one of the ones that I've included on the list of potential groups we could partner with as part of the strategy document. So those conversations can keep ongoing and we can assign out, whoever's interested in working with that group. We can have you, meet with them more regularly and come back with more proposals on how that program could be spurred on, or other programs that we decide are worth the investment of resources.
You might want to tell them who, you're talking about Steve Greenwood.
Stephen Greenwood,
The
yeah.
executive director.
Yeah.
And by the way, Choir and I met with Stephen actually last week, and we are discussing the possibility to have in that space a show with choir's work.
Yep. The last one was Mack, McFarland collaboration. I will pass it back over to Amy. This was one she had started working on.
So at the last CCAA meeting, in fact, it's your fault, I think it is your fault, invited Mack McFarland,
And
who
what
I
is
used to
the
know work
CCAA?
with, sorry?
What is that?
Oh, the
Clackamas County
Clackamas-
Arts Alliance?
Yeah,
Okay, well, you gotta remember not to use acronyms, because this is recorded, not everybody knows what they all are.
just don't make me spell Clackamas. So anyway, thank you very much. Invited Mack McFarland, who I used to work with actually at PNCA. I didn't work there. He worked there, collaborated with him. And then I guess for the last couple of years, he's worked for the tribes, the Grand Ronde. And that got me super excited because you guys may recall, one of the things I really wanted to do was to see if there was a way to salvage materials from the demolition to see if we could. So he's an insider, he's skeptical, but we're gonna keep suggesting that
I
perhaps-
asked on behalf of, there's somebody else that asked, and I did this request to them a year ago.
Yeah, no, well, anyway,
So the-
he's not certain that if I got turned down, he'd do any better. I'm pretty certain he has a little more pull than me, so.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff is contaminated, that's their concern.
Without a doubt. And it doesn't mean that we want that scoop from here placed over here for us to get into. It means just something as simple as something that can be pulled out that you could see is not contaminated. Or another issue might be that if their interest is the native historical story, then it might not be the actual building materials, because that's kind of
The industrial.
Right, so maybe there are some old rocks or whatever that have been manipulated before, there's something, I really don't know what it is, but anyway, so I asked him about that, but then I also remember that we've had many discussions, and I know that the tribes are also on our list of people we'd like to partner with. So I think we found him. I'm so excited. And he's pretty excited. I held off meeting with him until after I could tell you guys and say that I'd like to have coffee, I'd like to explore, not make any commitments or say anything, but it sounds like they would be interested. And, if the next bit of art that we had was a collaboration with the Grand Ronde, like how
That'd be great.
swell would that be?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That'd be amazing.
Rebecca, have you been out to the lobby to see the artwork that you thought was somewhere?
I'm planning to go look at it as
I
soon
was
as
looking
we're
at it out
done.
there.
It's right, it's just on the other side of this
I
wall.
know, James told me it was over there, I really wanna go see it. We have the meadowlark, and Westland has the coyote.
Yes, I
And
was,
James told me that those were the two mythical creatures that created the falls.
yes, the story is out there. I was on the planning committee for the bridge celebration. That was the Grand Ronde's gift to the cities. They each got one of those, and then they gave me the information about the story, so I had those, on behalf of the city, had those framed and put up next to them, so.
Oh, wonderful. I would love to put those on the website, so I'll get that. Great.
Awesome. Great, so the next thing on our list then was to, as part of the strategy document, we talked about identifying partners that we'd work with over the next 5 years to try and build, relationships with. It doesn't necessarily have to equate to a specific program or project at this point, but just partners that we felt would be worth establishing the relationship, and I should say would be advantageous in establishing partnerships with at this point as we start to grow out and build out the rest of our shared vision for Oregon City Public Art. So I will share a list that I put together with the help of Rebecca that kind of lists out a lot of them. That way we're not trying to just capture everyone at this point. So this was the, how's it going back? Okay, there it goes. Everyone can see that. So I tried to categorize them. The first group is kind of more art-focused, art ecosystem groups, both performing arts and I guess Trag and Art Alliance are multiple disciplines, but tried to grab as many as I could find there in the city. The next group is kind of the heritage, the tourism, the cultural groups. I put in here businesses in general, but if there's specific businesses we really think we want to maybe target, it could be a category of businesses, maybe financial or industrial. Metro TriMet, I read recently that TriMet actually has grants for doing different projects and stuff that we could maybe apply for and work with them. I know we are a big stop on the bus routes for TriMet. Transit Center. Up at the college as well, there's a big transit hub. So opportunities there. Other cities was one of the topics we talked about, partnering with other cities outside of us to collaborate on possible shared programs. I did throw on here sister cities. I think there's a few sister cities. My main thought when I put this on was our sister city in Japan, starts with a T.
Tatashina.
Isn't there one in Hawaii?
Yes, we're just reestablishing the one in Hawaii. We are sister cities with it's the city county government of Maui. One of their officials is coming over because her son lives in Waring.
Oh, nice.
So she's gonna reach out to me hopefully this spring, and we're gonna get it going again. It was done under Alice Norris's mayoral thing, and then we have a sister city with Independence, Missouri, because they're the beginning of the trail and we're the end of the trail. And I've reached out to the mayor there, and I have not heard back from him, but I talked to the city recorder this week.
Nice. So yeah, I categorized them all there, but there's of course a few there that we could focus on. Education, so Oregon City School District, Community College, School Foundation, and then we have more government political groups, so Parks and Rec, Confederate Tribes of Grand Ronde. We could also think about just building relationships with, say, Public Works. I mean, they do a lot of things that kind of tie into what we work on. So there might be room there for us to really establish a good rapport with them and make sure that we're communicating effectively as an organization. We're providing them whatever information they need and so on. But those are kind of the categories that I broke things out into. I guess Metro and TriMet could have been put under that category as well, but I kept them a little separate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What about Clackamas Arts Alliance? Is that the Art Alliance, the second one there?
Yeah, I think
that
I
what
might
it
have
is?
cut them off.
Okay, and what about the Lake Oswego Arts Council? That's pretty, well, that's City of Lake Oswego, that's the Arts Council of Lake Oswego, is kind of a different, I mean, it's slightly different organization, but it seems like it would be a good one. It's not commission, it's council.
Oh, council.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're an independent nonprofit.
yeah, and they do pretty,
Oh, they kick butt.
yeah,
They have a lot of money.
yeah,
Lots of money.
yeah. So it would be a good one to partner with, I think.
Also,
And they're very nice, I mean, that'd be really great.
Oregon City Porch Fest, we'd love to.
We had Porch Fest on there.
Did we?
Yeah,
Did I
we
miss
did.
them?
It was on there. I promise I can pull up the text.
This was all in, text message, so if I
It
missed
was.
them, it was because it was very
Can
small
I-
type.
Oh, What about, under, after the community center library? I think
Oh,
library
yeah.
does a lot of art stuff already.
That's pretty.
It does, and I think maybe I was thinking of them in the Parks and Rec, but yeah,
Oh,
library.
okay.
Yeah.
Are they under Parks and Rec?
Yes.
I did, I'm sorry.
But isn't it, this department, it's, Scott has the community center, but it's under the umbrella of,
Scott Archer,
yeah,
Parks and Rec?
correct, yeah.
Community Center's Parks and Rec as well.
Parks and Rec.
It used to be called Community Services, and I don't know when that changed, years ago.
And in terms of businesses, I can come up with, five just came up into my mind that are art-centric.
Yeah,
So what I'll do is if it's okay, I'll just put a list together and submit it.
yep. So what I would like to possibly do is at our next meeting, do some type of vote on this. We'll include the businesses that James puts on there and select, we roughly were saying about 10, from this list to really focus on. Doesn't mean we can't engage with more, but our focus would
Be
be.
realistic.
Yeah, we have to be realistic. And then the next plan will be that, we will break into groups, small, 2-person teams that can, be the ones that'll be the point people for those groups to help, if there's meetings that we need to attend, or if there's communication we wanna have, and then those people will be responsible for bringing back in and doing the reports out, just like we did tonight with the other partnerships that we've had. Yeah.
Could you send this list to us?
I will send this list, I'll include the names that James has, and then I'll
That'd be
send the
great.
full list out through James.
Great.
So Josh, you're talking about, so let's say that the Arts Commission is the center of the universe, which,
It is.
and so dropping the pebble in, so you're gonna start with the ripples. 'Cause I mean, you've got a lot there, and there's only so many of you, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
I would.
We're gonna cut this down
Yeah, I was
to,
gonna say, prioritize, because one of the things when I talk to different groups, when I can talk about the partnerships we have within our own sphere, that has a lot more weight, because they know that we have internally worked with quote-unquote our Clackamas County groups. So for instance, give you an example, some years ago, one of the museums I volunteer for, so if you need some heritage input, I would be one of, not all, but one of them. We partnered with Three Rivers Artists Guild, and we had a plein air event called Art on the Lawn, on the front lawn of our museum. And then we displayed the art. People got to vote on which one they liked, and the person that, actually, they were very nice. Linda Mary was in charge of the Arts Guild at the time. And so they donated a painting. So they painted kind of what was around them, and then they donated a painting. So I have one little corner in the museum that's pictures from art on the lawn. But we also have a ballroom that has the ability to hang different pieces of art. I mean, granted that we try to tie it into our, the period of significance of our building. So for instance, one year we did a whole piece on Willamette Falls. And we had different prints and art of Willamette Falls that we had displayed. And then we did a program every week when we were open, talking about Willamette Falls and its significance and what it meant to the Native Americans and what it meant, its industrial history and kind of all that. So we tied the art pieces in with programming to talk about the history of that particular thing.
yeah. No, that was one of the things that actually Rebecca shared, with Stephen at the museum was, setting up a program where you could do an art residency where an artist comes in and learns about what that organization's working on and helps them build out, further, exhibits and, opportunities, through their art, but it also gives the artist an area where they can maybe focus, something of their interest. So there's all sorts of possible collaboration with some of these organizations that we just have to kind of flush out and see what's possible and what's, works best, right? Everyone has their
And
strengths.
this, of course, this is your project, so therefore, it's important that you proceed in your own way to determine your partnerships.
Yeah.
And so that's a way of narrowing it down, but you have, obviously, this is your baby.
Yeah,
So-
and one thing that I will say is, I think it will be important for us to consider when we pick these is spreading out the, areas we focus on. So if we did just the full first group of bullet point list there, while I think that would be great, I think we miss opportunities by not spreading out a little bit into
Yeah.
different areas. So having a variety of sectors we're looking at partnering with, so. I will stop there. Any other comments on that before we move on to communications?
Stop sharing?
Yeah, let me stop sharing. I don't think there's an issue with having, no
No,
public comment.
not at this.
Okay.
And at the beginning.
Yeah. Next up was discussing the agenda for January. So, kind of an idea we've been talking about, I talked about with Ann and then James and Rebecca, January being an opportunity for us to always do a refresh. We'll have new people on the commission, so it's good to remind ourselves what, we need to be doing as a group. To the mayor's question about, that we're an advisory committee, what's our role, what's our focus. So to that, we put on a couple different things. So I'd like to schedule a time for what I'm calling commission onboarding, but have someone from the finance department come in and talk about our budget, where we stand. Also just remind us, what finance does, what we should be doing. They're the ones that have to agree to, if we're doing any kind of major grants or things like that, they want to be involved in that process to a degree. I can't define it 100% right now, but let them tell us kind of where we need to be aware of as we move forward with our planning. The same with legal. I think a refresher on municipal codes and open meeting laws and the mural codes would all be helpful. Rebecca and I put together a 2-page quick sheet of basically a summary of the conversations we've had in the past about what types of murals, what we need to do with each scenario, when it's private funding, private land, or private property versus public money, public land, and then the combination of those two, and kind of what we can do in those scenarios as an advisory group with the city. And I think it would be worth having Leo to talk through some of those with us and just give us a refresher. It'd be totally new for the people that are just joining, so it'd be a good opportunity there. And then the final one was, and this was one that Ann really wanted, was the IT systems, getting us set up on the file sharing. We've done a few tests on it and it has worked. So having Mike from the IT department come in and talk about that and share, kind of how it will be set up so that people know where they can find information pertinent to the Arts Commission and stuff we've talked about in the past. So if we need to dig up things, we can find that.
Can I just, so you want finance, legal,
And IT.
and IT?
Also, January, according to our bylaws, are the officers' election.
We have officers' elections on there too, and I had that actually just before that. I believe how it works is that I would still chair the meeting, the entire meeting, but then after that, the officers would take over.
Yeah.
The new officers would take over. So yeah, we have officer elections and then the onboarding items, and then we'll get into the partnership discussion and the planning for the stakeholders workshop. We'll come back with a proposal for what that would look like and getting everyone to sign off on that. Any questions, any other items for January that we think we want to add or include that's important? Anything?
Did you tell them about my item?
No.
No.
What's your
That's why
item?
you were here.
Oh, is that why? I had no idea why I was supposed to be here. I would like you to add to the agenda, so the Downtown Oregon City Association, which I sit on as a rep from the city, is working on some wayfinding, and backing up to the incident with the Lee Kelly sculpture. It was given to the city by the Rotary Club and I had actually sent him a picture that he was gonna give to you so you could see. So there is identification of it, but it's in the sidewalk as you walk down 8th Street. But if you don't know to look down or whatever, I mean, I look down because, with all people walking dogs, I look down all the time now. Even though some people are very responsible, clean up their, and so I look down. So as I was taking the paper off the sculpture, the poster, I walked back to my car and I said, oh, okay, there's one of the wayfinding markers that's in the sidewalk. And then I walked further down 8th Street and there's the second one. Well, I would like to suggest that the Arts Commission take that same information, not change it, and have something made that you could put on the wall there at Railroad Avenue. So it's visible, I mean, not giant, but because, the sculpture's visible. You all have seen the Lee Kelly sculpture at the end of 8th Street. So next to it somewhere, not visually obstructing that says the same thing, so that it's on that wall, because there are some pedestrians, I mean, mostly people it's 10 miles an hour, but you know how people drive in Oregon City, just like they're going 30 down Railroad Avenue. But it would be nice that if you were walking down Main Street and you wanted to walk down 8th and you didn't see the thing in the sidewalk, you would be able to see that on the wall. And it's, like I said, the plaque's already there, so maybe you can send that to them, because I took some nice pictures of it so you could see what it says. And like I said, it just triggered all sorts of things when I was there taking that tape off that thing. I thought, oh my God, this person, the person was insensitive, but when I mentioned to people, matter of fact, I posted a picture that day because Singer Creek Falls had a little turbidity in it, and it would look like, somebody had taken chocolate milk and put a little water in it, so there was a lot of silt coming down. So I posted on my own personal Facebook page, and I had so many people say, well, where is that? And I thought, oh God,
Wow, that's pretty large.
it's kind of like, so anyway, it's something I wanted you to consider, that maybe we could use some of the funds from the Arts Commission to better identify it, and also, again, the Rotary Club, Trieste was involved in Rotary. So I just think we were very lucky to get it. I mean, he's very renowned, and he's deceased now, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful piece, and I always enjoyed looking at it. I was just gonna find it real quick so I could read it to you. So it says, there's a little kind of like the Rotary Club logo. It says, November 2011, Rotary Club of Oregon City dedicates this sculpture to the residents of Oregon City, past, present, and future. And then it says, Moon Trap by Lee Kelly. And I can't quite read the last part of it. Oh, stainless steel. That's what it says. So, it's been there again since November of 2011.
Yeah.
So it's just something to put on the agenda.
Yep, I will add that to the agenda. Is there anything else?
I'll have him send you this piece so she can see exactly what it looks like.
I think I ran into that. I met Ann down there at something, and as I was walking back to my car, I was like, oh, I've never noticed this before.
Yeah, there's lots of wayfinding. When the city redid Main Street, that's one of the things that people were walking along. So in the sidewalk there, it says, Willamette Falls this way or that way. And then you come down to the other, where the obelisk is from the bridge, and there's a whole, information about the bridge, and then there's another wayfinding thing that's in the sidewalk. I mean, they're stamped into, it works really well. In today's weather, no, you wouldn't be able to read the thing because probably the letters would be flooded, but they're there.
Yeah. Well, and I think isn't there some historical ones up here too that
There's tiles that were done by the McLaughlin neighborhood,
Yeah.
that identify some of the buildings or what used to be there, and that was
Yeah.
an art project that the neighborhood association took on. And I believe we did that through the Oregon City Civic Improvement Trust, which was the forerunner that used some of the TLT money, the transient lodging tax money, TLT money, and we did that project.
Okay.
I say we because we're in the,
I think Nora Brodnicki did those.
I don't know who fired them, but Dean Walsh, who worked at the college, is the one that got the pictures, and he worked in the, I think he did the art, he did the firing of the tiles.
Okay, that's cool. All right, well,
Yeah.
she had said something like doing it, I was like, what? You
Yeah.
do everything.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. You kind of just walk, they're randomly, not random, but they're here and there, and, there's only one that I think they put in the wrong place. It's right on the entrance, the doorway to the Singer Hill Cafe, and you step on it so it's quite worn.
So I guess you're going to your next item.
Yep. Our next item, and our last item for 2025 is a thank you to our departing commissioners, choir, and
Our
I
dearly
guess.
departed.
What? Our dearly departed?
He's making a bad joke.
Because her eyes got all big.
I wanted to, before we get to that, I wanted to really quickly just kind of talk about as a group, kind of tying off this year, you know, everything that we've done as a group to remind us and maybe motivate us again, coming back after the holidays, on the work we've been doing. In 2025, we had our inaugural Art for Every Heart contest. We had a 6x6 art show where we had over 300 paintings, 90% participation from, 90 plus participation from our artists, which is, I think, astonishing. In any capacity, get 90% participation and people showing up is great. We raised over $3,000 for arts education. We had our first performing art piece at that event. We restored a piece of missing art. We had the mural, Ogle Mountain, that was wiped away, and we restored it, which is significant in my mind. We also restored a historical piece of art, the mural that was down at DC Lorette Park. You know, it symbolizes the swimming pool that was once there, and it's revitalized now to make that park better and also to remind us of our history. Substantial changes to the municipal code that took a long time, but it's important work. It's important foundational work that we did there.
Here, here.
The bylaws that Daria led us on was a substantial change. Our first group workshop meeting with the city commission as an arts commission, significant step. I feel like in just general, we learned a lot about the different processes and procedures and just the do's and don'ts that we've come up with over the last year. And I think we've really started a good groundwork for the shared vision of art, public art in Oregon City. So I just wanted to remind people of that kind of going into the holidays and what I'm considering a break, but we still meet, you know, in a month. But take that and realize, you know, we've all done great work. And to that end, choir, last 3 years, it's been really, really great working with you. I've gotten the privilege to know you, and on behalf of the Oregon City Arts Commission, that,
I knew plans.
I didn't just want to do cut flowers, I figured I'd give you something that will live on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, thank
she
you.
likes plants.
I have, my husband and kid counted, I think, over 30 in our house. And I
Okay,
was like,
well,
there's
wow.
not that many. They're like, yeah, there are. Like, so now there's 30.
Can you write this, do you have this
Thank
written
you.
down?
I have it written down here, but I haven't typed it up.
Okay, well, I would like you to send that to Jared Lehman so he can post that, because I think this is the type
Yeah.
of thing that we need to have on our site and also on our e-blast. You know, year-end wrap-up of what the Arts Commission has accomplished. I think, again, that's a way to get out to people, you know, what's going on. And we have some pictures of some of the things, you know, like the mural thing that some of you were there, where we were having fun down there looking at the, you know, we had to explain to people why there were people swimming, and
Yeah,
because, you know, it used to be a cow pasture and then it was a pool, et cetera, et
yeah.
cetera.
But that's a good idea, I think.
But yeah, so that would be something to promote and post.
Yep, no, for sure. And speaking of Jared, we also had everyone sign a card thanking him for the work he did on the photos of the art. It was very nice of him to take the time to do that. It wasn't, you know, necessarily his day job, but he did it for us, and they turned out really, really well. Well, yes, kind of his job. He got paid to do it.
Don't ruin the thank you, all right? Keep going.
But it's still very nice of him. So I'll give this to James to give to Jared as well.
I'll be glad to.
Can I just say, I have really, really, really enjoyed my time working with everyone here. And I hope to come back someday. I don't know, watching these interviews, I'm like, I don't know if I'm that qualified. I don't know if I'd make the cut. But
we
I hope to come back
interviewed you.
someday.
We interviewed you.
And yeah, I'm really impressed. I remember, yeah, just coming on board, and from where I came on 3 years ago, where we are and where we're going, I'm just so impressed and proud of all of us. So, thank you.
And with that, I'll ask if there's any other business before we close.
Oh, I have one thing. I learned this at the round table. hacky sack started in Oregon City.
Say what?
Hacky sacks.
Hacky sack.
Like.
Oh, no, I remember the game that I hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, that's a juicy,
So
that's
we're-
a juicy fun fact.
It is.
You've never heard of that?
I wasn't.
I didn't know that.
It's a, yeah.
I think it was.
We also have a Pulitzer Prize winning poet that was born here, Edwin. If you go towards the library from 7th Street, there's a stone right to the right of the sidewalk. And he wrote a poem called Man with a Hoe. And he won a significant literary prize, which is, that's part of the arts.
Yeah.
And I know I looked him up a few years ago to say, oh, maybe we should have a birthday party for him at some point in time. Because he was a famous poet.
That's really cool.
Oh.
There you go.
Just got me.
I just want to say happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my
With
goodness.
that, we will adjourn the meeting
Gavel us out.
at 8:37.
Boy, dang.
Right?